Welcome back to In the Ring with Termite and Mr. S. Mr. S, we got a good one tonight.
We do. I'm excited to bring him on. He's going to talk a lot about some of the older Houston days of football and the Oilers, and he's got some good stories to tell. Can't wait to hear them.
Oh, everybody's going to love this one, and so get ready.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and roll the intro.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event on In the Ring with Termite and Mister S. Stepping into the ring is a Houston legend, a man whose grit, discipline, and relentless drive carried him from the fields of Yates High School all the way to the bright lights of the NFL. A two-time Pro Bowler, a shutdown corner, and one of the fiercest competitors ever to wear the Oilers uniform. He later took his passion for leadership into coaching, shaping champions at every level from college to the NFL. A mentor, a motivator, and a man who knows what it means to fight for every inch. Please welcome the Houston native, the Pro Bowl powerhouse, Cris "Lockdown" Dishman.
Mr. S, I'm excited.
I'm really excited. Good to see you, Chris.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys for having me on. It's a pleasure to be out here.
We're just thrilled, and Chris, we had dinner the other night together at a big event at Tony's.
Tony's, yes.
And give Tony's a big plug. It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was just incredible getting reunited, even though we'll talk about it in a minute. We wasn't in the same era of the Houston Oilers. You were the young guy that come behind me. And so you got me pumped up.
I'm excited, and I know you braved the Houston traffic to come here, so thank you for that.
Oh, yeah.
Your traffic's changed a little bit since you were playing. Now driving around is not as
It
fun.
hasn't changed, but it's still the same. Once the accident happens, everything shuts down.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell us what it's like growing up? I mean, was football kind of a dream as a kid? How did that happen?
Education was the biggest push for my mom and dad.
Yeah?
I had both mom and dad was in my life, and they pushed education. They pushed us going to school. All 5 kids ended up graduating from high school and went on to college.
Wow.
I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to Purdue University. My sister got a scholarship in track to Dayton. I have a sister went to Hanover College. One brother went to Kentucky State.
Wow.
And then one brother went to Murray University. So my dad pushed education. My dad I told you earlier, my dad was a frogman.
Wow.
Back in the day.
And tell everybody what a frogman is.
Yeah,
that might not
frogman
know.
down
This
is
is
like
crazy.
A frogman down is like the Navy SEAL. And he pushed education. He was big on education. My mom was big on education. So we did education. And I remember once before, I wanted to go out and play and wanted to do everything else. And I saw all my friends out and play. And when I was about to go outside, my dad said, "Did you finish your work?" I said, "I'm going to get it when I come back." He said, "No, you're going to get it."
He said, "No, you're not."
You could play later on, but you're going to finish your work right now. So we always were stuck on that. And I said it was a charm growing up because my dad was a very stickler for rules.
Military man.
Yeah.
Very structured.
Very structured for rules. And growing up, we always had a thing that we always had to lay our clothes out at night. We couldn't pick our clothes in the morning. They already had to be laid out at night. It had the chair, then your shoes on top of the chair, your socks inside the shoes, your underwear inside the shoes, and then you have your pants and then your shirt. So that was our structure. When we get up, he said, when you get up, you know where everything's at. You don't have to look for nothing.
And that was all y'all, because you
All of
had
us.
four other siblings.
It was 5 of us all together. The 3 boys shared a room, and then my 2 sisters shared a room. So we was able to make do with a 3-bedroom house, which growing up, I thought we was the richest people on earth. But we wasn't. We was very humble people. Mm-hmm. But my dad made it seem like it was we was rich. The way he treated us, the way we was always doing stuff together. If one brother go, we all go. One sister go, we all go. And he made sure that we all stick together.
You drove that family unit.
Yes, like a unit. It was no like you go by yourself and I'll come and catch up you later. If one of us leave the house, the other five had to leave the house. We all left together.
Wow. You just don't have, or I should say maybe we do have, but you don't see that type of parenting today. I look at the parenting today and it's just not as structured. And I think that it's not knocking our kids or anything like that, but it's just different. And I liked it back when it was structured, and you were blessed that you had a mom and dad like you did.
I am blessed for having my mom and dad both in my life. 4 years ago, my dad passed away. 3 years ago, my mom passed away.
Right.
And I still try to lean on them, even though they're not here. I still try to lean on them. I ask them questions and try to help me out at times. But I know that they're looking down on heaven for what I've done in my career what I've been doing at Texas Southern. They are both very proud of me.
Well, I love the idea that they were believers in Christ as well as you are.
Yes, sir.
And we don't hold that back. We're Christians and we don't preach to everybody, but we don't have a problem letting people know who we believe in.
Well, in order to stay in that house, we had to do two things. You either had to go to school, and church. And both of those was mandatory. It wasn't no options. It wasn't, you got an option to go to church. No. If you going to church, we're getting up on Sunday, we're going to Christ the King in Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to Christ the King Church, and we're going to church, and we're going to go with. But I used to like going to church. Lord forgive me. But I used to like going to church because after church, we always go to the bakery and get a donut or so.
I think about that with my kids because they like going to church now because they get donuts.
Yeah.
And I've heard them say that. Hey, they would invite friends to church. Hey, you want to come? We could have donuts before.
Right.
So, hey, whatever works. Right?
Exactly. So I used to love going to church because I get donuts. Now, my oldest siblings who went out and partied, they didn't like going to church because they had to get up so early to go to church. So they didn't like it. But me personally, I was loving it.
You were fine.
I was waiting to after church to get my my glazed donuts, my 2 hot glazed donuts.
Else is interesting. What you said is, you grew up in a 3-bedroom house and you thought you were rich. What I think is interesting now is because of social media, and it's changed that. There's a lot of things I didn't have growing up. We weren't anywhere near rich, but I didn't know where we stood at all because all my friends were the same. Then now everybody can compare themselves. They can see that they don't have what other people have. So it's kind of sad. It's harder for the kids nowadays. They don't get to enjoy the kind of life that you had, that we got to grow up with. With, I would call it, in our own little world. We were happy.
Right.
We didn't know what we didn't have.
Right, we didn't. And it's weird, like you mentioned, social media, that everyone put everything on social media. It's no one talk to anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Or go look at my social media. No, I'm not going to go look at no social media site. I'm not going to go look at no Twitters, nothing like that. If you want to tell me something, you tell me something right now. It's no verbal communication these days. It's all about text.
Yeah.
And people are very savvy and very smart when they're on text. But you have an open communication. Well, I didn't mean to say it like that. Well, no, you said it the way you said it.
Yeah, that's right.
And I heard something like we're the most connected generation because we're connected to this, but we're also the most disconnected. It's kind of like this paradigm. We're connected with everything, but we really aren't truly connected with it.
No, because people don't speak anymore or talk to each other or have conversation with each other. Everything is through the internet or through text.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you do about that. It's just, I guess it's something that we just get to reminisce on. I don't know if you instill it with our kids. Are you doing anything to try to help that with your own kids?
Well, I'm not answering my son's text. My son texts me.
That's how you're doing it. I'm just not replying.
Yeah, I'm telling. Because sometimes he'd be in the house, he'd text me. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not texting him back. I'm not answering his text. No. If you want something, you come out and tell me what you want. But as far as texting in the house or something like that, no, I don't do that. I just don't answer. Eventually, he get tired.
He'll realize.
Yeah.
Cris, you actually came to Houston from Nashville.
Louisville.
From Louisville.
Kentucky.
I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky. DeSales High School, Catholic High School there in Louisville.
Okay. How old were you when you come to Houston? Because I got all this mixed
Oh,
up.
wow. I was 1988. I got here in Houston. And short story, George Foreman, I know he's in heaven right now. The other Foremans don't forgive me. But I didn't like Houston because George Foreman lived in Houston.
Okay.
And
Why is that?
the reason why I didn't like Houston because George Foreman lived in Houston because I was a Muhammad Ali fan.
Okay.
Muhammad Ali is from Louisville. It's not Louisville.
Okay, I
it's
see.
Louisville.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so
Louisville, not Louisville.
It's not Louisville.
We've
Please
been
don't
saying
say
it wrong the
Louisville.
whole time.
Yeah, it's Louisville. So Muhammad Ali was from Louisville, so I was a Muhammad Ali fan. And then when George Foreman tried to fight Muhammad Ali, I was like, Texas, Houston. Never heard of Houston, never heard of Texas. Didn't care to come to Texas. Lord behold, I get drafted by the Houston Texans. I'm like, I don't want to come to no Texas, no Houston, but hey, I had to come because I got drafted. I had to come.
Got to go where the money is.
Had to go where the money's at. So got here in Houston, met some interesting people, and ended up seeing George Foreman. Went at the George R. Brown Convention Center. We had an autograph session down there, and I ended up meeting George Foreman. And I really didn't want to shake his hand, but I'm like, don't be
That bad, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm an Ali fan to heart.
All right.
And I was like, don't be a jerk. I said, don't be a jerk. Go shake the man's hand. Ali beat him anyway, so I can go shake his hand. So I went over, shook his hand. His hands was huge. You know, he's big hug. He's not really a handshake. He shake your hand and didn't hug you at the same time.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it wasn't that bad. Yeah.
He's a good guy after all.
Yes, after all.
Well, I love George. I guess I first met him when I was 12 or 14. And he allowed me, I won't go into the story, but he allowed me to dress in the dressing room with him.
Uh-huh.
And he kind of took me under his arm. But I loved Ali too. Ali gave me a shot, when he fought his big fight against Larry Holmes. Mm-hmm. It was a double main event. I had the other main event that night.
Oh.
And so there was 2 15-rounders. And it was mainly because of Ali that I got to be on that card.
Oh, good.
And so I had when I was blessed to know them both, and when they both passed, people were calling me on both of them. And
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact, they called me and George on Ali, and so I had the privilege of knowing them both. And you're right, man. George's hands would just engulf your hand. It was the biggest hands I've ever seen.
So growing up so obviously you became an athlete, good at it in high school, into college. Did you come from an athletic family? Were you the only one that went the professional route, or?
Like I said, my 2 sisters was very athletic. My oldest sister, Cassandra, is a very competitive person. She didn't play sports, but she is so competitive in everything else. My other sister, Cynthia, ran track at Sacred Heart. First of all, we all went to Catholic schools. My sister, Cassandra, only one didn't go to Catholic school. She went to Brown. But I followed my brothers. My two brothers went to DeSales High School, a Catholic school there in Louisville. And my dad wouldn't let us go to Shawnee High School, which was probably 3 blocks from our house. He's like, you're not going there. You're going to go to the same school your brothers went to, and that was DeSales High School, Catholic school there in Louisville. And it taught me be very disciplined. Because one, I wasn't a morning person, and I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, had to eat breakfast, get my clothes on, go to the bus stop. Now, many times I missed the bus. I missed the bus, but my brother was always there before me. He always used to see me running after the bus to catch it, and he just pulled pull the string to stop the bus before I can get on.
That's a good brother.
Yeah, he pulled it for because people say that's why I got so fast because I always running after the bus.
Running after the bus.
To get on the bus to get to school, to DeSales High School. We had to take 2 buses. We had to go from 40th and Broadway all the way to 4th Street, get on the 4th Street bus, come all the way out to Kenwood Drive, or that's where DeSales High School is. So 2 buses. But it taught me discipline. It taught me to be time management, managing your time.
That's a big one.
Yeah, and to be able to manage your time and understand that time don't wait for no one.
Bus don't wait for
But bus need to do the bus, you know. So I was very privileged to have to do that, because if I wasn't like that, I don't think I have, because time is very sensitive to me right now. And I tell my players that players walk in with 10 minutes left or 10 minutes before meeting time, I always tell them they're late. They like, Coach, meets at 12. It's 11:50. And I always tell them you're late because you should be there 15, 20 minutes before you have to do anything instead of
You got
waiting for
that
10
from your
minutes.
dad?
Yes, that's I did. So he was always a time person, and and I'm a stickler for time. You know, it's a bus, like when we leave, people know that, man, y'all better get on this bus or this plane before, because Coach Dish is going to pull off exactly, if it's 12 o'clock, we're leaving right at 12. We're not doing 12:01, we're not doing 12:02. We're leaving right at 12.
You ever had to leave anybody behind
I
to
did.
teach them a lesson?
First year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the last time it happened.
Yes. Lucky it was a home game, so they could just drive to the hotel.
But still, it drove a point home.
Yeah, but it's people. Everything is precious in life, and time is precious.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
I'm not going to sit here and waste your time. Don't sit here and waste my time.
Yeah.
I'm big on that. It is, now granted, when you're younger, you waste more time because you feel like you've got endless time. Of course, as you get older, you realize how precious time is.
Yes.
And then you think about every little minute
Yeah.
adds up. So one of the phrases that kills me when I hear people say it, it's like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just killing time. Man, that makes me cringe. There's not enough time to just be killing extra.
Right.
You should utilize every little bit of it. So it sounds like you can relate to that.
I can. I think every inch, every minute counts.
Yeah.
You know, you try to make it count as much as possible. Pick up a Bible, read the Bible, do something to make it count, because like you said, time and inches is very precious.
Yeah.
You have to be thanking God each and every day. You know, my morning prayer, I wake up, my wife and I, we wake up in the morning, I always say, God, thank you for another day to do something right, to elevate a person, or to talk to a person that need me, that you put into my life to talk to be able to lead them on in the right direction.
Wow.
I'm responsible for 106 guys.
Wow.
Everyone have different personalities. Some have good days, bad days. Some like, I don't want to do this, I have to do this. So with 106 guys and different personalities, so everything's coming here. And me as a head coach have to be strong enough to say no to this one, yes to this one, and maybe to somebody else, without hurting their feelings or being sensitive to what their issues are, because we all have issues, and I have to be able to. The 106 guys, I have to be able to say, okay, this guy's issue is bigger than this one, so I have to spend more time here and not there. Not that I'm ignoring this guy over here. Is you're talking about classwork and everything like this, but this guy is talking about something more serious. You know, prioritize what I have to do. A breakup with his girlfriend, or this or that, something at home, or his mom is having issues, or his dad have issues, and he's really thinking about, I need to leave college to go back home. And I'm telling him, no, you don't need to leave college. You need to stay in college and get your degree. So therefore, now that you can be able to feed your family whenever you become, and then you can send money back to your mom and dad because you have a degree to go out and get a better paying job.
Yeah, helping them put things in perspective.
Yes, sir.
So what was it like whenever you were in college and you're realizing, all your hard work is paid off, you got your talent combined with your discipline, and now you're getting drafted. Walk us through what that felt like, this change in life.
It's as you ask that question, I still see my dad sitting on my sofa there at Purdue University. And he said, well, I'm going to bed. No, remember now, the draft back then was not like it is now.
Right.
They
It
don't
wasn't
have
a big
all this
event.
hoorah. I didn't get invited to New York to go sit in a room or nothing like that. I was the 125th pick in the draft, 5th round, 125th pick in the draft. So when I got called, I think the draft was really over. They just said, okay, let's just finish these draft choices out. So when I got that call, it was unbelievable. And by then, my dad was already in bed. He was already in bed. And my mom and I was sitting up watching old Andy Griffin and Good Times show. And when I got the call, it was Mike Holloway, the old general manager for the Oilers. I'm going to say Chargers, excuse me, for the Oilers. He called me. He said, Cris Dishman? I said, yes, sir. He said, Mike Holloway from Houston, Texas. You know where Texas is at? And I gave him the talk about George Foreman. I'm sure he did not. I'm sure he did not want to hear that, but I told him, and he was like, "Well, we got we're gonna put you on the phone with Coach Saban." And he put me on the phone with Coach Saban. I said, "Hello, sir. Thank you for drafting me." He said, "Yeah, we expect you to come down here, be in shape. We're gonna send you a workout package, but don't come down here BSing. Come down here in shape and get ready to play." And I said, "Yes, sir." And then from that point on, my agent took over, did the contract, and when I first got my money, I was like, "Hold on, that's a lot of money," you know. But luckily, my parents was able to be there for me and be able to let me know what to do with the money.
Help guide you.
Help guide me with the money instead of going out and blowing it and doing this and doing
Like
that.
a lot of the younger guys do.
Yeah. Now, I had to go buy me a car because I haven't.
You gotta have some fun.
Yeah.
What'd you buy?
Yeah. I bought me a 1988 Ford Mustang white on white. And I'm still today looking for my car. So if anybody out there with a Ford Mustang white on white, you know what I'm saying?
So you said white top? Was it convertible?
Yes, convertible. So I
White
may buy
on
it
white.
from you. But yeah, I had a white on white Ford Mustang, 1988. It was my first car I ever bought with my own money. I thought I was living a life. Well, I was living a life.
You were.
I was living a life. But it was just so crazy that how things change from getting drafted to coming down here to being on a team. Now, I'm just thinking I'm on a team, but then I realized when I got there, I'm like, hold on. They got 4 corners already here. Then I drafted the guy in the 2nd round. Then they drafted me. And I said, they're only keeping 5 guys. We had 6 guys already. So, excuse me. We had 6 guys. So I'm like, okay, I got to do something else. I can't be the 6th guy because I ain't going to make the team. So I started playing special teams. Punt return, kickoff return, punt team, kickoff, whatever. Anytime the special team coach wanted to do something, I do it, coach. And
You were available.
I was available, and that's how I made the team. I believe I made the team on special teams, and then I started playing defense.
That's very strategic.
Yeah, instead of playing defense and then making the team, I made the team on special teams, didn't play defense.
You did what you had to do.
I had to make that team.
Yeah.
I love Louisville. You heard everybody see me saying Louisville. I love Louisville, but I wasn't going back home.
Yeah.
I wasn't going back
Wasn't
home.
an option.
We're glad you stayed.
Yeah, I was gonna make the team. No matter from hook to crook, I was gonna make that team.
That's awesome.
Well, you
Well,
brought a lot of happiness to a lot of people.
Well, we're going to get into some of those. Let's ring the bell on round 1. That was just getting to know you.
Okay.
Now, round 2, we're going to talk about, now you're in the NFL. Obviously, you went for the, huge transition in life. And I'm going to go ahead and just go out on a whim. Did you have any challenges, any adversity or was it just smooth sailing from then on for the rest of your life?
It's never smooth sailing. And, I'm trying to remember the phrase that adversity you need adversity to overcome adversity to make things better in your life. You know, adversity is good. And everybody thought, oh, you don't need adversity. Adversity, you need some adversity in your life. So then you know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Because if you never had adversity, you don't know what to handle. You don't know how to handle, how you should prepare for it, and how you do. But other than that, but I had adversity in my life. You know, losing my grandmother. 4 days that I got to Houston, my grandmother passed. You know, which was one of the rocks of our family. So I lost her.
Right before you start your season.
4 days I got in Houston. 4 days later, she passed. And I was like, I should have just stayed there in Louisville. You know, but I had to come here to minicamp. We have mini camps in May and stuff like that. So I had to come here to minicamp. And 4 days later, my grandmother ended up passing. Going through a divorce when I was playing. I don't know if anybody ever been through a divorce, but it's very challenging. Yeah. It's mentally challenging.
Keep your mental focus.
Keep your mental
on
focus.
the game.
So I had to play, you know. And good thing my dad always taught me to focus on what you control. Don't worry about nothing you can't control.
That's right.
You have a job to do. Do your job. No one's going to feel sorry for you. No one's going to come and give you a handout. Do your job to the best of your ability and move on.
Sounds like your dad was a wise man.
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
You know, and I'm glad I'm on this show talking about him now as I see him, laughing with him, joking with him. But he was a very educational man.
Yeah.
You know, he taught us education. He taught us different stuff. He have learned, always learned. So that's what I loved about him.
Was
My mom too.
Was he an educated man, or did he just not have that and he wanted his kids to have it?
No, he was an educated man. He
had to be educated.
he,
for what he did.
Yeah, I guess to become a frogman in the military.
Yeah, but he went to Indiana University, and I went to Purdue. So it's the arch rivals right there.
That's great.
And each time they play each other, we had 10 push-ups for them on the game. You know, it's had 10 push-ups on the game every time they play each other.
So he instilled basically what he lived. I heard something the other day that stuck with me, and it's something. It was like advice to people. It says, if you want something for your kids, you have to first become that. Mm-hmm. And I see so many parents that they want their kids to be this and that, and they're not even really doing anything with their life. And it's not going to happen. You need to become something for your kids. So I guess that you can probably emulate that.
Oh, yes. I get calls all the time from parents. My son should be playing. My son should be doing this. And I, you know, politely tell them that. And I don't talk sports or football with the parents. That's one of my rules. I will not talk about playing time. I won't talk about what your son should be playing or should not be playing. And if you want to call me and talk about your son's grades, how much community service hours he have done or did not do, I would talk about that. But I'm not going to talk football to a parent. Not saying I'm better than the parent, but it's a no-win situation.
That's right.
Because their baby is...
It's their baby.
Their baby is their baby. And they're going to always protect
They're the best.
Baby. They're the best, and they're the fastest. They're the strongest, and they're the biggest. They're always that. You know, even though we know little Johnny is not that fast or not that big, but to them, they are. So I would never tell a parent what I think about their child. You know, if you see Johnny or Timothy, Cris, if you see Cris as a huge monument, then that's what he is in your eyes, and I'm okay with that. But in my eyes, he's not. In my eyes, he's 170 pounds. Cris is 170 pounds, soaking wet. And he's going to be 170 pounds no matter how strong you think he's going to get or how fast he's going to get. He's still going to be 170 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's what Cris was, 170 pounds. But Cris knew that the heart and determination, that all 170 pounds, I'm going to make you feel my 170 pounds.
Yeah.
I got drafted, I was 6 feet, 170 pounds. And I was skinny as a rail. But I know that one thing I was going to do, I was going to hit you. It may hurt me, but I was going to try to hurt you.
You're going to hurt too.
Yeah.
We're both going to hurt, but you're going to hurt more.
Right.
So Chris, you had a tough season. You start off, your grandmother passed away 4 or 5 days
Yep.
once you got into the season. That's hard to overcome. You know, we call it you got knocked down.
Yes.
But you got up. And you had a lot of support from your dad, probably.
My dad and I know I talk a lot about my dad, but my dad and my mom was an LPN nurse for 45 years.
Oh, wow.
And we had one car. My dad came home, and then my mom went to work. My mom worked 11 to 7 shift for 45 years.
Wow.
And as she got older, she still stayed up all night. no one could.
She's programmed.
Yeah, she was programmed. She was 11 to 7, 45 years as a nurse, and I remember her leaving every day, every night.
11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
11 p.m. to 7 a.m. And I remember her leaving every night, and as she left, now my dad's a 9:30 guy, and I'm a 9:30 guy, so I've been sleep. So he used to sleep at 9:30, and we had a house to ourselves. But I think we were so scared to try anything or go anywhere. You know, I was like, I wasn't that adventurous. You know,
We're going to risk it.
I said I wasn't going to risk it. Yeah, I wasn't going to risk it at all. So we stayed right there in the house, even though my dad was back there asleep. But you know, we didn't want to do nothing like that.
So, Chris, you got in the NFL. You went down. You got knocked down. You got back up, and then you realized your number. There were 6 of you in the draft. So now you're thinking, man, I got to do something. That had to have been scary.
It was scary because it was my first time. It was my first time facing something I couldn't control or tried to control. You know, God is in control of all of our lives. Yeah. You know, and what God has for you is going to be out there for you to get. But as the younger me realized that God was in control, but I still try to control stuff.
Right.
And me being on a team, I know I could somewhat control that, to give effort, to give energy, to have high energy, high effort. There's no way I could be denied because I knew God was for me.
Right.
So I knew that I wasn't going to be denied of being on the team if I just had to do my due diligence, I had to do my part first.
Love that. If God's before us, who could be against us?
Yes,
One of my favorites.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm just into this story.
I am. I say let's ring the bell on this one and let's go to the next one. Now you're a professional bowler. I think I know the answer to this, but I still want to hear you expound on it. You know, there's all this talent versus the discipline. And there's obviously some people are born with natural talents and gifts, but then there's a degree of what do people do with it from their discipline. It sounds like your dad instilled that. What's your take on that as a coach and as a player?
Every year for 13 years, I went out to San Diego and trained with a track guy out there, Ron Shetfield. And everybody's like, why San Diego? I went out there and trained with him. And it was hard because I had a family, I had kids. But I had to leave my kids and my wife at the time home before I could go and train. And every time I left them, I felt a sense of I'm leaving them. But I had to go train. I had to leave them. I couldn't have my family out there while I'm training. I had to concentrate on what my job.
Yeah.
My job was to make the team. My job was to make the team year after year. Because every year they bring somebody in to beat you.
Yeah.
You know,
Competitive.
even the year I made the Pro Bowl, the controversy was Mr. Holloway. God rest his soul. And he said, I went up for a contract negotiation, and then my agent said, they don't believe in you. So I just made a Pro Bowl. You know, it's supposed to where all the best is at. And I just made that. And I put a lot of work into making the Pro Bowl. Not just making a Pro Bowl, I just put a lot of work into myself, into what I was planning on doing. And I'm thinking, okay, wow, I made it. But every time you get this, wow, I made it, it's always something's going to pull you back and say, not not so fast.
Can't relax.
You can't relax. And I made the Pro Bowl, went for the contract negotiations, of course. And Mike Holloway told me that you really didn't make Pro Bowl. You just got lucky.
Oh,
And you're talking about cutting a person.
That hit you.
It hit me and cut me, and I was like, I didn't have a cut man like this. so I couldn't. I went into a rage of screw everybody. It's me.
yeah.
Me against the world. And
Trying,
that
someone's
rage,
trying to take something from you.
yes, and that rage propelled me into making the Pro Bowl next 2 years. You know,
Do you think he did that on purpose?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I had a better year in '93, and I was arrogant, prideful. Pride do destroy. I was very prideful, and in '93 I had a better year than I did in '91 when I made the Pro Bowl. But I was not going to represent the Houston Oilers in '93 at the Pro Bowl, and I said I'm not going, which is pride.
Right.
You know, and if I had to do it over again, I would like, drop your pride,
Yeah.
go and represent them. You earned the right to do it.
Yeah.
But I decided not to go. And, you know, of what he said to me in '91, you know,
Stuck with you.
it stuck with me. And I think he was doing it to motivate me. But at the time, when you're young, you don't think that.
That's right.
You think everybody's out to get you. Everybody's out to get
Yeah.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as the older I get, and I'm 60 years old right now, I understand the motivation behind that. He wasn't out to get me. He was really there to motivate me.
Yeah.
God put him in my life to motivate me, not to destroy me. I thought opposite.
Yeah.
And sometimes in life, you have a person in your life, you think, oh, he's there to help me. And maybe they're not there to help you. They're there to give you a sense of reality.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Mr. Holloway did, gave me a sense of reality. He probably saw I was getting too big-headed. Because I ended up trading my 1988 Ford Mustang in for a Corvette, which was killing my
Got to upgrade.
Yes. So he probably thought I was moving too fast, you know what I'm saying? And that Corvette hurt my knees forever. I still got tendonitis. Every time I think about climbing in that Corvette, it hurts my knees. But he brought reality.
And now, as you're a coach, obviously trying to apply some of these things. When I manage people and you try to coach people or motivate or inspire people, one of the challenges that I have is people are different. Mm-hmm. Some people seem to really be motivated by positive, going towards something like, hey, if you work hard, you can get towards this, and that works on some people. Other people seem to be motivated by negative, like if you don't do this, there's a consequence. And I struggle with that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you got 106 guys that you're coaching. I guess you got to figure out who responds to what.
You do. Now, I coach my guys totally different than where I was coached. I'm a yeller. God is working on me in the cursing aspect of it, but I do curse.
You got to emphasize your point.
So I can't say I don't curse. You know what I'm saying? I do curse. But I get after them of love.
Yeah.
It's nothing about me to say it's me. It's all about them and the love I have for them. And not letting them go down the path of what I went down, of being positive force to them, of being a person they can come to in trouble. I have an open door policy. I've never closed my door in my office. My door is always open to coaches, players, or whoever. So the love I have for my players is that that is instilled in me, that I love for them, to letting them know that, hey, yes, I'm getting after you, but don't listen to how I say it. Listen to what I say.
Yeah.
And what I say is more powerful than how I say it. You know, so some people can't get yelled at. You can't yell at some of the guys. Some of them, oh, you yelling at me, or start crouching their shoulders, ducking their head. And every time a player ducks their head and crouches their shoulders, you know he's feeling insecure.
Yeah. I was the type that my coach at that time in my life, when I was young and undefeated, my dad was a yeller, but my coach he would just say, I think Termite can do it. Maybe he can't. Maybe not. Maybe so. And I love my coach so much. I was going to go show him I could. He knew exactly what to do. Now my dad would be over there, man, you better do it. Run 5 laps, you know, just you know what I mean. My dad was hard, but my coach was smart, and he would say, he would just say it in a way that I wanted to win for him as much as I wanted to win for myself. Now, I wanted to win for my dad because that was my dad. You know, he was my ultimate person I wanted to, make happy.
Right.
And, but anyway, keep on going.
I was going to ask you something. So thinking about your life in the NFL as a Pro Bowler, are there maybe what's some misconception that fans might have about the life of an NFL player?
We don't have issues. We don't have problems.
Right.
Or you make enough money, you can buy your problems. You don't have any problems. NFL guys have problems too.
Yeah.
You know, mental illness is real.
Yeah.
It is so real. And a lot of guys in NFL suffer from mental illness.
Does they have to maintain an image, I suppose? Probably
Yes.
a big part of it.
Trying to maintain something you're not.
Yeah.
You know, because you're a good athlete doesn't mean you're a good person.
Right.
Because you're a good athlete doesn't mean you don't have mental illness. And I think we have to slow down as a society and treat each person as a person and not put them on a pedestal as, oh, he got 3 interceptions, so he should be up here. And the other person should be down here. You shouldn't put no one on a pedestal. Everybody should be able to be treated equal, no matter of your race, your religion, your creed, no matter what. Everybody should be able to be created equal. And to understand people is to talk to people, to talk to them and see what they're going through, or see what they're going through, and maybe you can help, and maybe you can't, But be truthful and honest with people, and I think that's one of my best attributes is I'm a very straightforward person. You know exactly where I'm coming from when I talk to you. I'm not gonna bull jive you. I don't think we can say the other word on air. But I'm not gonna,
You're doing good. You're doing good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bull jive you. I'm not like that. So
I've not heard that one before. I like that.
So I was about to say the other one, but then I realized I shouldn't say that one. So I'm not gonna play games with you. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I'm gonna tell you what I expect of you. And I expect you to get the job done.
Yeah.
And that builds trust.
Yes, big time trust.
Well, I think we should ring the bell on that
I
one.
think so.
And now we're going to go into your coaching phase. I know we've already alluded to it, but we're going to formally kind of say what surprised you the most transitioning from a player to a coach.
Wow. Oh, I got it. I got the story.
All right.
I was in, I called Charlie Casserly, who was the GM of the Redskins. No, let me stop. Let me go back. Sorry.
Reset.
Start over. Let me start over. Well, Alonzo Highsmith, got me into coaching. Here's how Alonzo tricked me into coaching.
He tricked you.
He said, Dish, what are you doing? I said, nothing. He said, I want you to train these guys. I'm working. I want you to come over and do some DB drills with these guys. I'm like, I don't want. He said, come on, man. They need some help. They need some help doing DB drills. So I met him there at the Tom Williams Hill. And if everybody hear this, they know that Tom Williams had a hill that was, you take 2 steps and you're going straight up.
Yeah.
And that's where all the players used to train at. So he had a little area in the back. So we went and do DB drills, and from that point on, I got the bug of coaching.
And who is that? Who give that credit to again?
Alonzo Heisman.
Alonzo Heisman.
Now, is that the hill out by the dome?
Well, they have one out there now by the dome, but that wasn't the original hill. That was
Okay.
that's a makeshift hill.
Right.
From the Tom Williams Hills, that was the original hill. They're off of Bissonnet.
Bissonnet.
Yes.
Yes.
And that hill was the hill. Yeah.
So you credit him for essentially tricking you into it.
Into coaching, and from that point on, I got the coaching bug. So then, fast forward, I called Charlie Cassidy and said, "Hey, I was already retired. I said I want to coach." He said, "I got a program for you." It was NFL Europe. I went over to Berlin, Germany, and coached. But it was American players.
Okay.
But I went over there. It was an NFL Europe at the time they had, and I went over there and coached. And one of my players, he was 6'2", 215, safety. I ain't gonna say his name, but he came to me after practice. He said, "Coach, have I done everything you asked me to do?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Why did you curse at me?" And for young coach, right? Young coach, and I said, "Man, get the out of here." Young coach, he said, "Hey, look," he said, "why are you cursing at me?" And I thought he was joking with me. I said, "Man, will you stop beep playing?" He said, "No, I'm serious." And then I saw his face. I said, "Oh, he's really serious. He's not joking." And I'm like, first of all, I forgot why I cursed at him. I forgot what I cursed at him about. To me, it was over. To him, it was a sore spot.
Yeah.
And from that point on, I realized that I cannot coach everyone like how I've been coached.
Yeah.
And I can't curse at everyone like coaches have cursed at me, which didn't hurt my feelings at all, but I'm not him. So that made me think that it changed my style a little, that everyone's different. You got to get to know that person, how they react to different words. Some guys, you can draw them on the board and they get it right away. Some guys you can't. You got to be able to go out and walk through it. And some guys you can throw all types of language at them and they got it. And some guys you throw all type of language at them, they don't got it. So I've learned to mellow myself more, to understand the person I'm coaching.
Yeah. That's important, knowing the person. The gentleman that you're talking about, that, if a person, I'm a lot like him. If a person cusses me, I shut down because I think, why? Why does he do it? And yet, my dad would be the one cussing. My dad be, blah, 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 blah. And but what you said it a while ago, everybody is so different.
Yeah.
And you've got to, being a good coach is learning who you're dealing with.
Yes, it was. And
Yeah.
it's so funny because, like I said, my dad was in the service, but I never heard my dad curse. My mom was a different story. But my dad, he was a very quiet man, because his dad was a jockey. My granddad was 4'11", jockey, and being from Louisville, he always loved horses, always around horses. And my dad was a very quiet man. He'd look at you. "Cris, did you do what I asked you to?" "Well, Dad, I'm getting to it." "Okay. Well, when are you going to do it?" So it was always, he always had the quiet way of handling stuff. I haven't learned that trait yet.
No, it's a tough one to learn.
Yeah, so,
Well, it sounds like we were talking a little bit earlier before the show about y'all's partying days, and I asked you how it was, and you said you were the quiet one, sitting back. So you got some of that there. I guess when the passion just comes out, you can't contain it.
the passion do come out. Now, on the field, I'm a different animal. I'm a different breed. At an autograph session, And one guy's like, you can't be Cris Dishman because you're too nice. And I'm looking like, well, I am. I'm him. Well, on the field, you're not like that. Well, I can't act the same way in public that I do on the field. I can't go around hitting people, cursing at people, stuff like that. Because I'm cursing at the refs because they got the play wrong, first of all.
course.
Okay? So I can't do that in life, So that was when he said that. It's like, yeah, I am the same person. You have to know when to tone it down, as they say.
There's different personas, is what I like to say.
Yeah.
You're in the game mode, you're in coach mode, you're in
Yes.
family mode. You're the same person, you just have a different
Mode.
persona for that.
Yeah. So when I get in coach mode, I get in coach mode. Now I can't see myself doing anything else but coaching.
Yeah.
I love it there at Texas Southern University.
I bet
We have,
you're a
had,
good one.
we have had the first winning season in 25 years.
Is that not cool?
And it's
Yeah,
awesome.
tell us more about it. So you just joined there, about 2 years ago?
2 years ago, I got the call from Dr. Granger and told me I got the job. And then from that point on, I think I've been on high energy mode. I have not slept. I get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I say my prayers. I say my prayers, read the Bible, get up. What can I do today to help these young men be successful?
Man on a mission.
Yes.
And it sounds like you're doing well with it. Now you're on the first winning season in 25 years of the
25
school.
years, the first winning season. So we got some good recruits coming in this year. We got some good guys coming back, and we're looking to advance what we've done.
So when you talk about recruits, what qualities do you look for in your young recruits?
Everybody always see me a guy who's running. Oh, he's a 4.4. He's this. He's that. Excuse me. Me personally, I don't look at that. I look at the person itself. Because in 4 years, will that guy be able to get a college degree? Is he going to stick it out, or he's going to run it high? And I recruit individuals, people. I don't recruit players.
You want to recruit
Everybody-
stats.
Yeah, everybody go out, oh, I want this, the best player, I want this. I go out and recruit an individual.
Awesome.
Can this individual fit into what we're trying to do? Now, he has he runs the 4.4, he jumps 40-inch vertical, he has all these things, but can that person fit what we do here at Texas Southern? If he's not the fit, we don't recruit him.
That's big.
Wow.
And I can think of a parallel in the business world. I forget the gentleman that said this, but he was an investor. And somebody asked him, what kind of companies do you invest in? And he said, it's very similar to you on the coaching side. He's like, I don't really invest in companies or this or that. I invest in people. Yeah. I find the kind of person that has the traits and the character, and I don't even think about their stats. It's like, this is the kind of person I want to invest in. It sounds like you do the very same thing in building your team.
Yeah, we do. And I got a good staff over there, and they understand exactly what I want when I want it. So it's always good to work with people who's on the same page as you.
Yeah.
Some of the people, we had to put them on the same page with us, but then the others can just follow right along, which is great.
Building your staff, I imagine 2 years into it, you're probably still shaping that.
Yes, we are. I try to not to be so. I am aggressive by nature. I am a pusher by nature. I push, and I know that. But I push for doing stuff right.
Right.
I push for my players. I push for my coach's family. And I know I'm a pusher. And I'm okay with being a pusher.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm trying to do the right thing. When you're building something, you can't sit back and wait for someone else to do it. If I actually wants to do it, you don't do it. I just do it myself.
Yeah.
I just do it myself. I'm not going to keep asking you to do something.
Before we go to the next one, I got to ask him that last
Sure.
question
Go for it.
on this one. What's one coaching moment that just stands out above all other, whether it be a coaching moment or a playing moment? What is one of the moments that just stands out in your life?
One. And Coach Saban, when I was a rookie there with the Oilers, And Coach Saban told me to stand behind him, follow him along if he can get me in the game. Well, I stopped fixing my spat, and Coach Saban was probably about 8 to 10 steps ahead of me, not that far. He turned around and didn't see me, and he just wore me out. And I'm sitting there listening. And then finally he looked at me. What are you still doing there? I said, you never put me in the game, Coach. And he just wore me out again for standing there. Because he wanted me to go in the game, but I didn't go in because he never said get in the game. He's like, I don't have to tell you to get in it. Oh, he just wore me out. But so and Coach Saban was a very good coach. And what I loved about Coach Saban is what he can get on you, he also for you.
Yeah.
He get on you. And right after that, I didn't think he liked me. I didn't think he was going to talk to me again. He's, how's your mom and dad doing? Are they at the game? Stuff like that. I'm looking like, dude, you just wore me out. You just wore me out a few minutes ago. So you can't be worrying about my mom and dad right now. But he can flip it on like that because he always says nothing personal. It's always business. Yeah. And that's the attitude I have taken with my players. It's nothing personal. It's always business.
It sounds like you've adopted a lot about they're pushing.
Yes.
Because I struggle with that. I sometimes push people harder than they want, but I like to emphasize it's because you care. And I guess not everybody takes it that way, and it's a little challenging to navigate sometimes, but it's the only reason you push.
But when you push the person, you push them to stuff they said they want.
Right.
You said you wanted to be great. You said you wanted to be on the top of the mountain. So I'm going to keep pushing you to that top of the mountain. You're the one that said you want to do it.
Exactly.
Anytime that you say, okay, I don't want to be on top of that mountain, then I'm
Stop pushing.
going to stop pushing and move aside and let you fall. But don't tell me you want to be great. Don't tell me you want to be on top of the mountain because I'm going to keep pushing you to the top of the mountain.
I hear that. Well, let's ring the bell and close on our last round here. And this one is going to be, I'll open it up with, many athletes struggle with life after pro football or any pro sport. How did you navigate that transition?
Y'all probably said, this guy's crazy, but I do have the story on this one too.
No, I'm sure it's a good
I love your stories.
I stopped playing, and I told you I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, and I had some horses. I had 4 cutting horses, and D-Talk Ranch, my friend Donnie, and I used to go around to different rodeo circuits, and with the horses. And everything, rodeo, and I used to do cutting competition. Now, my hands was too heavy because I used to always try to pull the horse. In cutting horse, you just put your hands on the thing and gently and let the horse guide you. But I was always trying to guide the horse. I tried to be in control. I'm going to guide the horse. And I had cutting horses. And that was probably one of the most joyful moments I had in my life of going around and being around the horses.
Wow.
Like I said, my granddad was a jockey. He was 4'11". He was a jockey. He won some races there in Louisville. And had uncles who trained horses. I didn't have thoroughbred. We didn't have the money to have thoroughbred horses, but I always been around thoroughbred horses. And I used to clean the stalls for my granddad, and he used to always give me $1. And today I think he kind of chipped me out. I should have got more than $1. But he gave me $1. And I'm like, I'm cleaning up all this poo and all this mess. I only gave the $1, but $1, I was still happy with the $1, okay? So I followed the rodeo circuit for about 4 years. And that's when Alonzo tricked me into coaching.
So that's the gap there.
That's the gap. And because you can't have horses in football. Because somebody's going to suffer.
Very time consuming.
Yeah, it's a lot of time. So somebody's going to suffer. So I ended up getting rid of my horses, selling them to Donnie, and concentrate on coaching.
It sounds like a good little transition. So
It was. I loved it. I was at all the ones in Louisiana. My horse, Belle, she won, not big money. So IRS, you can't come after me. He didn't want no big money.
We don't have to say no numbers. We want the IRS coming.
It wasn't no big money. It was 5,000 here, 2,500 here. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no big money where I had to. So Belle was one of my horses, and it was when she first won. There at the what was it? It's right outside of Baton Rouge. They had a rodeo there. And it was the first one she won. I felt like I won the Super Bowl. And I'd never been to the Super Bowl, playing or coaching. I'd never been to the Super Bowl, but seeing your horse win
That
cutting
feeling.
competition was my Super Bowl. You know?
Sounds like a great transition because, you hear other players' stories that went from the highlight, the heyday, being a pro, and then all of a sudden, a lot of them go through a state of depression. And it sounds like you averted that very well by just shifting your focus into another passion.
I'm a mediocre person, and I didn't know that I was famous until someone ran up to me and asked me for an autograph. I gave him an autograph. It didn't mean nothing to me, but it meant a lot to that person.
Yeah.
And then I realized, why do they keep asking me for my autograph? And then something clicked in my head. Well, you play for the Houston Oilers. You don't think they will recognize?
How long did that take? How long was that little period of?
Oh, it was a while because, like I said, I never considered myself famous. I never considered myself someone needed my autograph. I was one of the.
You just doing your job.
I was doing my job, and I was one of the few. I always put myself in a humble situation where I'm just a humble guy trying to make a good living.
Yeah.
I didn't consider myself a superstar, this or that. Even when I made Pro Bowl, I never considered that. I'm still the same guy who's just trying to live life.
Stayed grounded.
Stay grounded, be a God-fearing person, and love life.
Yeah.
That's definitely big. So now that you've been through so many things, obviously the career with your coaching is just beginning, I would say.
Yes.
So is that what fuels you now? Did you switch that? That's your fuel?
Now is getting a player to do something he really don't want to do.
Yeah.
That what fuels me. Getting a guy to go and practice on stuff. He has all the talent, but he don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Getting him to go out and practice each and every day of fighting a good fight, of stop worrying about what's off the field and worry about what's on the field.
Yeah.
Today's young men have so much issues off the field, because of and social media is good because things get out in the world fast, but sometimes fast is not always good. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's time to slow it down and don't let it fuel you. And these guys are getting fueled by the social media. Mm-hmm. And do I have a Twitter page? Yes, because you have to have it for recruits. I have a Twitter page. I don't even think they use Facebook no more. Do they still use Facebook? I don't even think they use
Still
Facebook.
around.
Yeah. So I have a Twitter page. I have an Instagram, and I have all that for recruits because that's what you need.
Yeah.
And I probably, now that the season over, I haven't probably even been on my Twitter page or Instagram page. It's just not me.
Yeah, the social media aspect, the emotional, like you said, a lot of people have issues off the field. I don't know if it's just a modern day thing, but we're seeing that a lot. And like what you just described, whenever you're going through your divorce and having to focus and just play a game, are you seeing that more and more people are having a hard time with those? They're having a hard time separating like you described that you did? How do you coach that into people?
I don't think you can coach that. I don't know. That's a good. Probably need to get a psychic in here to see. But
It is very mental.
But I don't think you can coach someone to that. That's just what instilled in me by Clarence Billy Dishman. How he instilled, you have a job. Do your job.
Do your job.
Do your job. And I'll have that on my board. you know. And one of my other great sayings is from Coach Phil Bennett, who coached me there at Purdue University. Went to Texas A&M, and he said, "You're either coaching it or allowing it to happen." You know,
One of the two.
one or two. So if you're coaching it, and the person doing it wrong, then you coaching wrong. But if you allow it to happen, you're allowing bad habits seep into your coaching.
You're letting it.
You're letting it. You know, Coach Bennett had that saying, and I love that saying, you're either coaching it or allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
And I have that saying up on my board, and I have, do your job.
Do your job.
Whatever your job is, do it. Don't let nothing distract you from doing your job.
It is tough because I see it a lot now, and whether employees, where you do see people having a hard time separating
Yes.
their issues in their personal life, and they won't come to work. They just say they can't work. They're emotional, and it is. I was raised probably really similar to you, like just do it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that's not. It's not happening a lot nowadays, and it's little. I'm not sure what you do about it.
And I think we as society has leaned on that, said, you know, I'm all about hugs, patting people on the back, giving people second chances.
Yeah.
And this may sound very cruel, but I'm not a cruel person, okay? But people are dependent on you to do your job.
That's right.
You have to do it. Yes, your dog got hit by the car. I understand that. But your dog is in doggy heaven right now. You still got to come to work and
You got to
do your
do
job.
your job.
So, all your dog lovers out there, I would hate to use the dog as an example. Okay,
Use the
cat.
divorce as the
Yeah,
example.
don't say
That's
the
a
cat.
that's a real one.
You know, just say the cat, then don't say the dog. You know, so, but it's I'm not being cruel, but that's part of it.
Yeah. Well,
So it
you're
keeps
right.
society going.
Yes.
So we're down to just two questions.
That's it.
All right. And we could talk all night.
Oh
with
man.
you. All right. What advice would you give a younger you today?
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Well, let me think about that one. I can't have this right off the bat. Let me think about this.
Don't give yourself away.
Yeah.
Filter it.
What advice would you give
Give
a
myself.
younger self? Do your job.
Do your
I
job.
think
would
you
be-
did
There
that.
it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Do your job would be one of them.
Yeah.
The other one we asking, I have to ask myself. I have to tell myself, what are your goals?
Yeah.
What are your goals?
Great question.
What are your goals?
Wow.
How can you accomplish those goals? And are you setting your goals to be mediocre? Are you setting your goals to the highest standard? What is your standard? Are you setting your goals here? Oh, I reached my goals, but they low goals. So what are your goals? Have high goals, have high standards. And shoot for those high goals and high standards. And don't shoot for the goals down here below
Wow.
average goals. So that's what I would tell myself.
That's big.
It is big.
Shoot for the high standard goals. If you get it, great. But stay humble while you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't shoot for the high standard goals and, oh, look at me, wow, it's me, it's all about me. God has a little bit to do with that too.
Yeah.
You know, so
Little
he pushed
bit.
you into yes, a little bit. So he pushed you up there for you to reach those goals. So as I go through my coaching career, I want to win the SWAC championship. I want to win championships here. I think we have the team to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the right place. I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm going to stay grounded where I'm at. I'm not going out looking for jobs, looking for this, looking for that. Because I have a goal here first. Then once I reach that goal here, then I'll be able to move on.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I love goals, purpose. To me, that's really big. I feel like we're all created for purposes and for reasons. And when I hear people that just are kind of aimless, that just breaks my heart. Because they got a purpose. They've got something, have a goal. So, yeah, definitely, I love hearing that. Having a goal, have a purpose that you go after.
Because we're all born on earth with a purpose.
Yeah.
God has put everyone in here. It put you there at Tony's. That's how I met you. So
That's right.
You was there for a reason. Everybody's here for a reason. You know,
That's right.
I met your producer early today. He was brought in here for a reason. Everybody, all four of us, is brought here for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, to put on this show. Thank you guys once again for having me. You know, so it's know your reason, know your why. What is your why?
What is your why? I love that.
What is your why?
I would say as we wrap it up, what do you want people to take away from your story and maybe your story that's being still shaped? What do you want to be remembered for?
Well, remember this, that genuine people have genuine problems. Issues affect us all. It's how you handle the issues.
Yeah.
And you can go run in the corner, eat your butter pecan ice cream, which I love. You go run in the corner, eat your butter pecan ice cream, and say, "Oh, woe is me," and want everybody to feel sorry for you. Or you can take the blanket off, keep the ice cream in the freezer, and go out and work.
Man up.
Yeah. Man up, woman up, whatever up.
Love it.
So that's what I have to say is just go out and work. Go out. Don't be afraid of hard work. Don't be afraid of don't be afraid of rolling your sleeves up and work.
Love that. And before we close it out, I want to give you the opportunity. You said you have some goals, some different things with the program. Tell us a little bit about that. You're saying you're trying to get the football program going.
You know, like I said, first time in 25 years we had a winning record. So we're trying to build on that first and foremost. We're going to have our donations soon, so follow us on Twitter.
Okay. Where can they follow you?
On Twitter.
Okay.
Or it's TSU Twitter page, football page, and we're going to have donations going from there. And we just want people to come to see a good football game. You know, don't look at as us. We are HBCU school. We play good football, and we got good players, and we play good football. And to come to Shell Energy Stadium, I want to be able to sell out Shell Energy Stadium at least 2 games next year.
It's a goal.
It's a goal.
It's 30. I think Shell Energy holds 25 to 30,000 people, and there's no way that we can't get there.
It's realistic.
And even though if you're not a Texas Southern alum or fan, come and watch us.
Come on.
You know, we're right downtown. You know, you can stop off, eat downtown, you know what I'm saying, then come to the game, or you can eat right there at the game.
Watch some good football.
Watch some good football.
Love it.
Anything else you want to tell anybody out there? Any words of wisdom? Anything you want to? Any sites you want them to visit? Any?
No, not just.
I got a question for you. Do you do public speaking? If people wanted you to come and speak for them, could they pay you and you come and talk to people? Do you do that kind of stuff?
I do that, but it's open. It's probably have to be an open format like that, like this. You know, I have a lot of stories.
We love
I know I
stories.
probably talked longer than what you guys expected.
No, this has been great. And
This
we didn't get
also-
into some of the stories that we talked about earlier. It's a shame. We'll have to do it. We'll have to do it another time. We have to do it
We got
another
to do it
time.
again.
We got to do
but
this again.
I have a lot of stories, and I look at myself as a person, as a normal person. You know, public speaking, I would do that. But I'm trying to figure out what advice would I give someone, and I'm just a simple guy doing a simple job.
Well, I think you've summarized it rather well this whole way.
Yeah.
I love the discipline and the work ethic.
Yeah.
Because nowadays there are a lot of, talent. I've always heard that debate between talent and discipline. And I love hearing like Michael Jordan's story where that guy's obviously extremely talented, but then you also read about the discipline and what he did to become as good as he was.
Yeah.
Would he have, he had the talent, but would we have known who he was if he didn't go through those steps? So very similar to what you seem to be really promoting.
My favorite Michael Jordan story is when he talks about going into the room.
Stories.
That he didn't, his rookie year, he knocked on the door and other players was in there. He said, "Oh, it's just Mike. He's a rookie, let him in." And he looked in the room. He didn't go into a room. I guess they was in a hotel room. and his teammates was in there drinking, I guess, smoking. I'm just guessing. I'm not for sure. But in there drinking and smoking. He never walked through that door. He said you probably would have never heard of Michael Jordan if he walked through that door. He had the guts and the determination to say, I'm not going through this door. This is not what I want
For my life.
For my life. He had the discipline to turn away. You can find that on any of those YouTube channels. Because late at night, sometimes I search through and get motivation speak.
Little tidbits of wisdom.
And then the Kobe Bryant. I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan. And the way he worked out.
Yeah.
The way him and Michael Jordan is similar in what they saying that Kobe I used to push my teammates. You won a championship. Here's how you get a championship. You don't get a championship by leaving practice early. You don't get a championship by not touching the line. You don't get a championship by only coach actually shoot 10 baskets in a row. You shoot 8 and leave. You don't get championships by that. You have to go over and beyond to get a championship.
Above and beyond. Well, Cris, it's been a pleasure.
Hey, thank you guys.
We could go all night long, and I've really enjoyed it. And we wrap up every show, with looking into your own camera. So you're looking yours. It's boxing theme. So we're
You
live.
did pretty good, by the way. Keeping
Life comes
your
at
guard
you.
up.
So we say, keep your guard up. And we're just going to look at your camera. Keep your guard up.
Keep your guard up.